We are in St. Louis. We've checked out the historic Union Station, we've checked into our hotel, and now we are visiting the famous St. Louis Zoo. We love this zoo because it's free admission, which makes it perfect for families or anyone that wants a quick visit. Come along with us, see what animals are out and about, and let's go check it out together. So here we are. We ended up getting to the zoo around the time that it was opening. I would say it's about 9:30 in the morning, and already the parking lot was pretty busy. So we were a little concerned that maybe it was going to be a little busier than we were expecting. The one thing you get used to as homeschoolers when you're coming in off peak times is that you're just not used to seeing really big crowds or having a lot of wait. And although the parking lot was somewhat deceiving, we didn't really feel like that there were any huge crowds or long waits at all. So the park is pretty big, and so that worked out just fine. We ended up wanting to hit some specific animals that we don't really get to see here in Dallas. We are members of our Dallas Zoo, and it's a fabulous zoo, but we don't have any polar bears, and we especially like elephants and giraffes. And so we kind of did a little bit of a detour to get to that part of the zoo. It's more tucked back at the back part of the zoo. So as we were making our way there, we were kind of ducking in and out of places to try to see any possible animals.
But we have a total of 12 pinnipeds here, 3 seals, and then the rest are sea lions.
Oh, wow.
Who are they? That's a good question. So they get to choose when and where they want to be. So
That's
they
good.
can choose to be in the pool with us, or they can go up on the rocks, or they can go inside. Inside we have access. So in the front is Gabby, the white one is Nuna, and the other one is Doris.
Oh, how cool.
This one's Doris.
Yes.
Aww.
So most
I count us pretty lucky to kind of randomly walk in when a zoo employee is there and able to answer questions and interact with the kids and the adults. It was really cool to see those seals, especially this one who I just loved, who was swimming upside down, just kind of enjoying some of the water time. So it was really great. And then after this section, we definitely wanted to keep going to get to the animals we wanted to see. But one thing I can say I enjoyed was that we did see a Starbucks. And so there are Starbucks or coffee, cafe shops, a lot of different places around the zoo. So I appreciated that because it was in the morning and we had not gotten our coffee for the morning yet. So I stopped and got my typical order of a tall mocha, and it was delicious. They have a torpedo-shaped body, and that way, why do you think their body is shaped like that? Like a torpedo?
So they can go fast.
They can go fast in the water, yeah. They're very good. And look, this is a bone of a flying bird. This is as much a bone as they have, and then it's hollow. The penguin bone, look at the penguin bone, guys. Look, this one, which bone is thicker? The white part is thicker.
White one's
Yeah, which one is thicker? The flying bird bone or the penguin bone?
penguin.
Penguins. So can penguins fly?
No.
No, because their bones are too heavy. If you're a homeschooler or just a parent who enjoys education and educating your kids, I'm sure you can empathize in that moment. We do try to make as much of our adventures about education and learning and little tidbits of knowledge that they'll be able to carry with them. A lot of the times I feel like that is when the kids learn and retain the most. And so I do love to sit and read a lot of the billboards or the informational pieces of any museum or zoo, and that can be one of my biggest strengths, but also my downfalls because my kids a lot of the times are like, oh, come on, let's just go. so so, anyway, one thing I can say is that getting to the zoo early does allow you to see a lot of the activity from the animals that are just coming out of their inside areas. We got to see a lot of feedings, and a lot of the zoo employees and the animal caretakers were out and about. Here at the penguin habitat, we were able to see the employee feeding the penguins, and we've always loved the penguins. We've had a lot of fun watching the penguins at our own Dallas Zoo, and there were just a lot more different types of penguins that we got to see here at the St. Louis Zoo, so that was really fun. We did want to see a lot of the animals we don't typically get to see, and so this was just a little stop on our way, making our way to the polar bear habitat.
Do you like puffins? Little puffin muffin. It's what I would name a. It's what I would name a puffin if I got.
While the day was lovely, the weather was perfect, the zoo was clean and open and had just a lot of places to go in and out and explore, we were a bit disheartened because we were not able to see the polar bears. They were apparently rehabbing their habitat, and so I guess they're not on the property at the moment. So that was a bit of a bummer, and I will say a lot of the animals that we did want to check out were just either not out in their open enclosure, or they just for some reason just weren't available to see. So that was a bummer, but that just happens when you're at the zoo.
There they are.
They're coming, maybe.
Oh, I see him.
Those were those things, and just how monkeys evolved into humans.
Even though we didn't get to see as many animals as we were really hoping to see, we did get to see a good handful of them, this rhino being one of them. And in the previous video, those were the African painted dogs. The Dallas Zoo actually just acquired some painted dogs, a couple years ago. And so we did know about them a little bit, which was really neat. And so, like I said, there was some disappointment in just not being able to see a ton of animals that were out and about, but we do appreciate that they allow the animals freedom to roam and be wherever they want to be. So if it's in the inside enclosure, that's totally fine. They don't make them come out during the day. So I can appreciate that, but it is a little disappointing. We didn't spend a ton of time at the zoo, actually. We ended up only spending about maybe 2.5 hours. We did a good chunk of walking around, bopping into a gift shop or two, but we did have a lot to get done in a short amount of time. And so up next, we are going over to the St. Louis Arch and exploring the museum they have there. It is a national park, so we were very excited to get a lot of education in and also take a trip up to the top of the arch. So next time, join us.